Good evening, all. K6MYC, Bozo Net, beaming south, looking for KB6RQU and others.
KK6ZKE 704.
Well, good evening, Terry. First in. Hey, you're on top of it tonight.
Oh, yeah, I just came over from the Club Net.
Okay, very good. Well, it was a funny day at the beginning, but we thought it was going to be kind of rainy and ugly all day, but got out there a little bit afternoon, and all of a sudden the warm sun came out and turned out to be a pretty nice day.
Yeah, I should have got out there, but I didn't. I sat in here and did next month's budget.
W6BBS 72.
And we got the sevens going. Who else is in the 7 category? Frank?
Good evening.
Did you get your rocks leveled?
Yeah, we got that pretty well knocked out, and all's good on that front.
Good deal. You didn't hurt yourself or anything, huh?
Negative, not at this point anyways.
Okay.
Got a little bit wet, a little bit cold, but a little bit tired, but other than that, everything worked out just fine.
Very good. And good evening to you, Daryl. KG6, Charlie Echo Fox. Give Julie your number. Did you get his number?
I got it.
Oh, she got it already. Right through, Frank. You guys doubled perfectly. Go ahead, Daryl.
Oh, no, just saying good evening. Thank you, Judy, for taking the roll.
There you go. Okay, well, everybody's good and loud here. We might have another surprise visit from an old friend down there in Bakersfield, and 6SWR checked in last week. We might see him again tonight. Who knows? That would be good.
SWR, hopefully you copy me better tonight.
Yes, I do. It's not a whole lot better, but it's better. Good evening, Ben.
Bozo 247.
That's your 246. Thanks so much. And, yeah, we're copying you better. Did you do anything to the station or get out from behind that building?
No, really, I haven't done anything yet.
Okay. Well, anyway, good to have you in here. I don't know if Rob is in here yet or not. Rob, are you here tonight?
He just got home. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100, so I'm sure he'll be in here in a couple minutes.
Okay, I guess Rob just got home. He was somewhere. I don't know where he was. Maybe he was traveling around this weekend visiting relatives and stuff. Anyway, good evening to you, Aaron. Good to hear you. Did you hear Ben down there in Bakersfield?
I have not. The Club Net went a little late, so I just made it over here. K6USY.
Okay, because Ben's in again, and he was wondering if he was any better copy tonight. Well, a little better copy. I think we just have a little better propagation. And anyway, Ben, good to have you. Stick around a couple of minutes, and Rob will be popping in. I'm sure he wants to say hello to you down there in Bakersfield.
Roger, I'll hang around. Thank you much. N6SWR.
Roger, Roger. And we're just about ready for net time here. It looks like about 7:30 or so. Bozo Net, K6MYC, 2 meters in Delta Mike 07. Calling a Bozo Net. I'm beaming south at the moment, but I'll take any check-ins in the San Joaquin Valley or any place that's hearing the sound of my voice. Over.
KJ6TYO 1009.
Yeah, good evening, Ron.
Good evening, everybody.
And how's your schedule look this week? You got to early chicken part delivery tomorrow?
No, I do not. Well, they might try to call me sometime after 8 o'clock, though. But as of now, I'm supposed to be off work tomorrow.
Oh, great. Okay. You got something down there, as I recall, on 6 meters, don't you?
Yep, I do. But 6 meters around, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And if I don't work Monday, that usually means I have to go to work like at midnight. So, I don't think I'm going to make it.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, do what you can. We're here at starting about 8:15. You actually can check in with anybody that starts to make noise. Starting about 8 o'clock, the guys start to coagulate on 50.140. So as early as 8 o'clock, you might be able to find somebody and check in, and then you don't have to check in with me. There's still a legal check-in if you check in with any other Bozo member. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, enjoyed. I'm sure you enjoyed the weekend. It turned out to be a pretty nice day. By the end of it, it's still pretty warm here in the shack, actually, in the barn. Over.
Yeah, it's just a little bit windy here. It woke up and the sidewalks were all wet, so I guess it rained.
Yeah, we got a little bit of rain, but it wasn't enough to talk about. Didn't even make a puddle in the garbage can lids. It was drying out as fast as it was coming down, off and on. It did rain a little bit just about dawn this morning. I remember hearing it, and I overslept, so I didn't even bother to get up to get on my normal 40-meter net this morning. I just didn't even wake up till 8:45. So we were too late. It was raining at that point, or a little bit after. So after that, it didn't rain much. It kind of misted, and then by noon we had sunshine, and it was just beautiful the rest of the day. And I guess that was pretty much the same for you, wasn't it, Frank?
Well, I got a little more than you did. Several times throughout the day, it rained a little bit. It rained for an hour, but it was just a really light rain, just enough that if you stayed out in 20, 30 minutes, you started to get soaked. And then it would go away, and sun would come out, and then it'd come back in.
Yeah, you were probably more in it than we were. We just had a nice sunshiny day all day. Pulled weeds for some reason. I can't imagine. I hadn't gotten around to pulling weeds for at least 16 hours. Over. Okay. We're waiting for Rob to pop in here. Rob, we're waiting for you. Like two chickens waiting for the other one.
KG6QNY, 1091 there.
Hello, Marcus. KG6QNY, 1091. Good to hear you. Sounds good over here. You're gradually getting the station together over there, I take it.
Oh yeah, we're putting everything together, and we're going to have meetings with our monthly meetings. We're going to let everybody know what our goals are to do with this clubhouse. But we've got a lot of good equipment. Now we're just finishing up setting up the antennas. So other than that, it's coming along. It takes a while, though.
Yeah, did you have a problem? Did you get that little shed that you wanted, or what happened with that?
Well, I had a trailer, but we just sold that. And I have a storage shed here, but we're not using that for anything necessarily. We're just, we've got a sign made, and we've had it out. And in fact, it's going to show in the skip, I believe, if Aaron's got it out there. It'll show in next month's skip. But the only thing is trying to get the antennas up, the right antennas, and what we're going to be able to get effectively.
Yeah, okay. Well, work in progress, as they say. AG6QNY, good to hear you, Marcus, and we should have a few others in here. Rob, have you made it upstairs yet?
Yes, I have. KM6SR, number 432.
Okay, and Ben down there in Bakersfield's waiting for you. I told him to stick around until you got up here, so he's he's waiting to say hello to you and see if your signal's any better tonight. Over.
Okay, let me get down that way here. I forget where I left it, but I'm there now. How you doing, Ben? N6SWR, KM6SRR.
Hey, Roger, Rob, I copy you, but you're not as loud as ordinarily. Maybe I'm pointed in the wrong direction for your station. I'm not sure.
You hear him, Rob?
Boy, barely. Something isn't normal. I don't know what's something wrong with my station or his.
Well, he said he may not be pointed right. No, if you're pointed at me, if you've optimized on my signal, Ben, if you can do that with if you have a rotator, or if you're manhandling it, then I guess it's close enough. If you hear me, you should hear Rob, but maybe if anything, edge it a little bit more to the west by 10 degrees or so for Rob, and that might help a tad there. N6SWR, Bakersfield, K6MYC in the Bozo Net, 2 meters, over. Go ahead, Ben. Maybe he's out moving the antenna. We'll give him another minute or so.
Yeah, I'm pointed north. I don't think the propagation is quite as good as we suspect. I'm going to turn it back for the hillside sound. Is that any better?
No, that's actually a little worse, as best I can tell. What do you think, Rob?
Well, I seem to be hearing him a little better. I can tell he's in there now.
Okay, because it went down for me, so I don't know. Anyway, say hello.
Hello.
Roger, well, maybe tomorrow night, Rob, N6SWR.
KE6VON 1040.
Okay, what band are you going to use tomorrow night? Do you mean Wednesday night, Ben?
No, Rob often checks in on the Aries net here in Bakersfield. 144.225.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, got it. All right.
Does he want me to talk a little bit so he can peek on me? Over.
Oh, I don't know, Rob. Let me see. Ben, do you have a rotator on that, or do you have to physically go move it by hand? Over.
No, I have a rotator on it, but he's way lower than he normally is. I don't think it would make any difference. I pointed from north to about 70 degrees, where I normally pick him up the best, and it's not any good at any of those locations.
Did you say you're pointed at 17 degrees?
Negative 070.
Oh, 7 degrees. Well, that wouldn't be right. You should be over at about about 330, somewhere around 300 to 330, Ben. So 7 degrees isn't right.
Well, if I go to 330...
Hello, Central Valley, Kilowatt Germany 6, Echo X-Ray Ocean, Bozo 137, SoCal, looking your way.
Two-story.
I hear you. 137, Bozo 47 here. And we got your 137. Hang on a second. Okay, anyway, Rob, make a transmission, and you might also pick up and give your Bozo number to EXO there in Southern California, KSM6, Sugar Radio, K6MYC. Over. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, yeah, I forgot his Bozo call sign there in 137, but this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, Rob in just north of Fresno here. 432 is my number there.
Well, hello, Rob, KM6SRR from Kilowatt Germany 6, Echo X-Ray Ocean, Bozo 137, SoCal. How are you, Rob?
I'm doing fine. Good to hear you on here. We haven't heard you before, I don't think. So we usually end up talking with John, USS, up there in High Desert, or we'll talk to Pat down there, 58, or even lately, number 10, David, over.
Yeah, little John up there in High Desert, he has a little bit of help putting a good station together, so I just let him do that direction. Normally I look to the east for the guys here to pick up the stations in Arizona.
Over, Rob.
Well,
Yeah, he started to fade out on me there.
You dropped down a little bit there, KG6 Echo X-ray Oscar. You went right down to about Q4 for me. Rob's running high power, about 1400 watts, and so am I, so you may be hearing us a little bit better through the fades than we're hearing you. Anyway, thanks for checking in, and pass the word on to the net control down there. Rob's number is 432. Let me pick up Adam quickly here, another local station. Stand by a second, and we'll get back with you, EXO. Adam, we got you, KE6VON. Give Judy your number, K6MYC.
1040, good old IRS number. Good evening.
I know. Judy said I know what his number is. Anyway, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh, can't complain. Trying to get stuff done around the yard today, and get ready to go back to work on Tuesday. But I'll just be at work for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'll be home for 19 days.
Oh, boy. Might even get that shop cleaned up, huh?
That is my goal.
Yeah, but it is. How about lawnmowers? You ever work on Honda mowers?
Oh, yeah. I got a couple sitting out in the boneyard that I need to drag out and see what I can do with them.
Well, I got one here, so when things start to get slowed up a little bit, this belongs to Matt, but it's been here, residing here for 4 years, and we broke the pull cord on it the other day. It's still on there. We patched it. Frank shortened it and put the handle back on, but it doesn't have much of a pull string on it, and it also is it just needs probably a little carburetor or hose clean out from the gas tank. It just doesn't seem to be getting gas. If I squirt gas into it, it takes off and it runs okay, but it won't start. It just won't start on its own. Over.
Yeah, more than likely the carburetor is plugged up. The bowl is probably jammed up full of stuff, and it'll need a good cleaning, possibly replacing.
Well, it's been running really good. It's usually a two-pull machine. It's been perfect for years, and so yeah, that may be, but I don't think it needs any replacement. It hasn't been that many hours on it.
Yeah, more than likely a good cleaning. That's what those generally, you pull them apart, throw them in the ultrasonic, clean them out, and they're good to go. Every once in a while, I do get one that'll go bad and it's got to be replaced, but they do make some good aftermarkets.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is a little, it actually drives itself, but it's a single blade mower with a basket on behind, and it's all automatic. It's run with a couple of levers on the handle, bars, if you will. Anyway, if Matt doesn't have time to work on it, I may have him drop it off at your place here, but we will wait till you get caught up a little bit.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, just about caught up on the chainsaws for customers, and then I've got a couple things out in the sitting out in the boneyard that I got to try to knock out for customers, and then I'll be a whole lot more caught up.
Yeah, very good. Okay. I've got a Rydom Craftsman mower also that you might be able to do something with. It's old, but it works good. The only thing is, it seems like it's got some funny thing going on with the clutch. It's got one of those clutches where you go forward and back, and you just move a lever forward to go forward past a certain point, or backward from a certain point, a neutral point, and then it's variable speed with that. And it's just gotten a little jerky, and it's lost some power to the wheels, and it's real touchy where you put the handle. Anyway, Frank's going to take a look at it here one of these days and see if we can't see it, but it may be one of those that you could work over and tell us whether it's worth rebuilding or putting a new transmission in. I hope not.
Yeah, depends. I mean, some of those older ones are definitely worth keeping alive, and the transmission's starting to go out. You can usually find transmissions for definitely way cheaper than you get a new machine for nowadays, that's for sure. I know my old John Deere. It's about 20 years old. Has the second. It's got it's on a second used motor now, and everything I've read is the transmissions on those are notorious for going out, but mine's still going. So I'll keep going, keep driving it until it completely poops out. But I do have a couple of Craftsmen sitting out in the boneyard as well too that may be good parts machines. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a Husqvarna that it's identical, except it's newer, and of course it has a different mechanism in terms of the handle, but the transmission's identical. I'm sure works exactly the same, but it's a foot pedal as opposed to a handle. And the old Craftsman was a handle. You pushed it forward to go forward, you pulled it back to go backwards, and variable speed. And the Husqvarna is the same way, but it has a pedal. We either rock the pedal forward or you rock the pedal back for forward and reverse. But they're the same machines. All the parts are the same, interchangeable for the most part. So I'm pretty sure that the transmission would be available. But I have a feeling it's just something like a loose bolt or something. It doesn't feel like a transmission crap out to me, but I could be wrong. And when it works good. And all of a sudden it just gets into a mode, it doesn't work. It doesn't work great, and you got to keep wiggling the handle and moving it back and forth, and all of a sudden it'll take off and go. Anyway, enough of that stuff. Thanks for checking in, Aaron. Adam, and we'll get back with you and look forward to seeing you for a big spell in the next week or so. KE6VON, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net. Who else do we have in here?
WB6.
Sounds good, Mike. Yeah, it could just be the pressure plate needs adjusting too, so I've seen that happen. 73's KE6VON.
I don't know how that transmission works, but that may be it, and that may be something that will give a clue to Frank. It's just awkward to get to it. It's underneath the seat and very buried, so I don't know how it's adjustable. Maybe we can give you a call if we're looking at it and see if you can give us a clue as to how you adjust the damn thing. Frank, do you have any idea how that pressure plate may be adjusted?
No, Mike, but like you were saying, you were saying, just give me a chance to get a look at it. In the meantime, you do have Dane trying to check in out of Course Gold.
Well, we got more than Dane. We got a lot of people trying to check in here. But I'll take you, Dane. Put 107, say something, and then we'll get it down to the other one. Over.
Okay, we'll make it short. 26MYC, WB6GNT 107. All is well in Course Gold, less than a tenth of an inch of rain.
But you're smashing 5 watts, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to check in the other night on 432, but by the time I got home, the net was over.
Yeah, we got through it pretty quick. All right, good. Hang on a second. Let me see. Who was the other one that just checked in, and I didn't get you written down here. Who was the other check-in? Something with an echo on the end. You're very light. Over.
Whiskey 6, Papa Echo. Whiskey 6, Papa Echo.
W6 Papa Echo, okay. And do you have a Bozo number? That's a new call for me. Over.
I do have one. I checked in probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I forgot what the number is. Yeah, I'm probably pretty weak because I'm on a vertical flight. I haven't got my horizontal beam up yet.
Okay, on the next over, give us your location. And give us your name. My name is Mike, and Rob can look you up. W6 Papa Echo, Rob, over. Go ahead, W6PE, make another transmission. Go ahead, K6MYC.
All right, this is Whiskey 6 Papa Echo, and the name is Michael as well, and I'm located in Oakhurst, California.
You're up there in Oakhurst. Okay, well, you're off the back of the beam, for one thing. I got some kind of a funny power line noise or something that's crept in on me here. Rob, are you hearing him there in Oakhurst?
Just barely, but he's off the back of mine too. Yes, he does have a number 620. He's Mike Brown from Oakhurst. Over.
Okay, Mike, there you go. I didn't get your name, but as you were fading on me, but your Bozo number is, what does it say, 620, 620, Rob?
QSL.
Yeah, 620, Mike. W6 Papa Echo, Oakhurst. What a pleasure to have you from Oakhurst. We got 6 or 7 check-ins in Course Gold, but nobody from Oakhurst. So you're going to be number 1 up there in Oakhurst. Over.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. Yep, I have to do some regular check-ins on this. Yeah, I've another net started at 7:30 in every net, and I was just tuning across some of the memories, and just heard you guys in there. So I'll try and do this on a regular basis, and I do have a beam I need to get it and the rotator up in the air. So hopefully I'll get that done when the weather gets a little bit better. Looks like we've got rain coming for a little while.
Booming then down here in the ranchos.
Ranchos must be vertically polarized. He's vertical. Go ahead, respond to it.
No, I was just saying, I hear him beautiful down here. He's a 5x7 coming into me down here. So, and good to hear you on here, Mike. Good to hear you on KE6VON, Madera Ranchos.
Did you hear that, Mike?
Sounds pretty good. Good to hear you as well. Yeah, it may be because it's bouncing off the mountain. Sometimes when eagles go bouncing off things, they polarization changes. So maybe it's rotating a bit.
Yep, you're getting in beautiful down here. All right, KE6VON.
Are you vertical, Adam?
Hey, firm. I'm still running the discone.
Okay, so you're vertically polarized. Yeah, that's why you're hearing him. And of course, he's off the back of the beam for me. All right, Mike, nice to have you in here. And real simple horizontally polarized antenna would be just a dipole or a cubical quad, a full wave loop fed at the bottom, or the top, a full wave loop of wire. About 86 inches of number 14 gauge wire would make a nice little quad loop, and it would make a huge difference there. Something simple you could just stick up with the vertical there. Anyway, good evening to you. Thanks very much for checking in. And I like your call, W6 professional equestrian. Let's see, what would that be? PE, what would it? Physical educator. Whatever. Back to you for your final, Mike. W6PE, K6MYC. Mike Yankee Charlie, over.
In the technical world, Mike, PE is a professional engineer.
There you go.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. I do have a beam which just arrived about a week or so ago. And I just need to get it up in the air, and I've got a rotator. It's still in the box, so I've got a little bit of work to do to get things going. But I should be able to get that done on one of these weekends when the weather.
Good evening, Pat. W6PMD, KM6SR. We already checked in with Mike on 137. Over.
Good to talk to everybody on here. W6P.
Okay, very good. Hang in there, and we'll. I assume you just moved in up there and just getting started. We'll look for you again, Mike. 73 is W6PE, K6MYC. Go ahead, Rob. Pick him up.
Okay, Pat. We had a local in here. Yeah, Mike and I checked in, number 47 and 432. Anybody else? Over.
I don't hear Pat at all.
I can barely hear myself there. Mike, how you doing? You're booming in now. W6PMD, number 58.
Okay, yeah, I'm 47, of course, and we did check in with EXO, KG6 Echo X-Ray Oscar. He had quite a nice signal for a while there, and I don't know him. I don't think the call sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm not sure if he's a net control down there or not. Anyway, Rob is here. Rob, you probably can try again with Pat now. W6 Papa Mike Delta 58, K6MYC 47. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Mike, Pat got me in there. I talked to him. Yeah, Mike down there is one of their net controls, EXO. Okay, Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, Mike, actually, Bozo Fest 3 here at my house. Mike down here, he's the cook. He was grilling the hot dogs and all that, but I don't think he made it to that one.
Okay.
Maybe one fine day we'll do another Bozo Fest, but I'll have to think about that. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking in. I'll take one more look up towards Lovebine.
Hey, Frank, are you hearing Pat?
Negative.
You mean Pat? Are you hearing Mike there in Oakhurst, Frank?
Negative.
Really?
I wasn't bothering to turn the antenna or anything.
Yeah, but I'm hearing him, and he's quite consistent. It's just vertical.
I can hear him on my vertical.
Yeah, okay. So he's propagating pretty good down from Oakhurst. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, he's not there at all when I'm horizontal, but I went over and flipped it, and yeah, he had a good like S7, S8 signal down here, K6USY.
Yeah, that's good. He says he's going to have some other stuff getting up in the air here pretty quick. That'll be good. All right, anybody else for Pat down in Southern California? This is K6MYC with W6 Papa Mike Delta.
Rob and Aaron, join us on the other net if you can.
Roger. I'm going to eat, but I'll do that.
I think Dr. Dan's going to be there.
Really? Tell him to come over here and check you.
Well, you know what? He would, but he's not. That radio is still in the garage, and he's operating out of his trailer right now.
Oh, is that the problem? Okay. Well, tell him we'll check him in anyway if you can get his number.
Okay, I will.
Okay, I'm still pointed south looking for any other check-ins. We're missing a lot of people. K6MTS, WA6OIB, KC5DTU, AA6S, WA6AAJ, and any number of others. Over. Well, Sunday nights are tough, aren't they? I don't hear anybody else for you, Pat. I think Pat's rotated away anyway. Okay. I'm going to go to Atascadero and see what we have from Ron over there. Going to 211 degrees for me, Atascadero, K6MYC. Okay. How about it, Ron? W6QUI, W6 Queen Uniform Italy, K6MYC Bozo Net, over. Somebody else had to call him in the other night. I couldn't hear him at all. You were hearing him though, weren't you, Frank?
Yes, sir. I lost the foot switch here. W6QUI, W6QUI, W6BBS with K6MYC and the Bozo Net calling. Over. Nary a peep. Anybody else, the Atascadero or on the south coast down there, anybody that can hear my voice want to check into the Bozo Net, come now, please. A dismal failure, Mikey.
Yeah, everybody's busy. Okay, I'm going to go up to Santa Cruz then. Okay, let's try Santa Cruz here. Let's try Santa Cruz. KW6 Sugar. KW6S, K6MYC. Okay, I'll give up. AF6 United. How about you, Lee? AF6 United, AF6U, KEW6S, K6MYC, calling and listening. I know what Tom said. He said if he worked the contest hard, the WPX contest, he might not have enough energy left to get back in here, and that sounds like that's what happened here. He's probably off sawing logs somewhere.
Golf Yankee, WB6GGY, Bozo 884.
Yeah, good evening, Phil. WB6GGY, K6MYC. Sorry I missed you this morning. It was my fault. Both Judy and I slept in until 8:45 this morning, so I missed the net. And I figured it was so late I wasn't even going to get up and try to get there by 9 o'clock. So anyway, I imagined you were pretty much off to church by that time anyway. WSB6GGY, K6MYC, beaming towards Santa Cruz.
Yeah, well, I heard Bob in there this morning, but I was rushed getting to church, so didn't get in there and talk with him. Okay, WB6GGY, very beautiful signal with you pointing off to Santa Cruz. You're like at 5/9 here. Beautiful signal. WB6GGY. You and Judy have a good evening.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll catch you in the morning for sure. I should be there tomorrow morning, all things being equal. It was real dark and rainy this morning, so that also added to my slumber time. Hi. 7-3 for now, Phil. Say hi to Barb. WB6GGY, K6MYC, now moving to San Jose in the Santa Clara Valley. Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WB6JNN.
WB6JNN, good evening, Jim. Give me a transmission, and I'll peek on you here.
Okay, well, I said 285 when you came back before I said it. So I'll just chat for a bit here, and you can peek up on me. You're on Santa Cruz there. You were S8, and now you're almost S9. So there's probably a few S units there available. Anyway, got my taxes finished today. I just have to get it signed off and have it go in, and who knows what's going to happen.
You know what you didn't do, I don't think, in that whole operation, Jim? You didn't give Judy your number?
I gave it twice. All right, 285 again for the third time. You spoke over me when I said 285 the first time, and I paused briefly. And then I mentioned it immediately when I first came back to you. So anyway, 285.
So, okay. So your number is 285. Why don't you tell us what your number is again? Don't listen to him, she says. She had your number the first time. She heard you talking through me or something, vice versa. Anyway, good afternoon and good evening, Jim. Did it warm up at all there for you guys?
Well, it was 60 degrees and got up to 64 degrees, I think it was. But it was so windy and it was such a cold wind. And let's say the catometers were in the house.
Well, I wouldn't blame them. Our cats were in and around, but we didn't have much wind here. There was a little breeze, and it was cool. But boy, if you stayed out of the breeze, the temperature was pretty nice, and I worked outside we pulled weeds, something we hadn't done for at least 16 hours. We pulled weeds all day, over.
Oh, sounds like fun. Yeah, well, it's a little warmer over there than over here. I guess in the Monterey Bay area, it was also closer to 70, so it just was cool in this area. And most of the business going on up near San Francisco and north.
Yeah, okay. Well, so far, you're the only station in the Bay Area that we've heard, so I don't know where everybody is tonight, but let's take a standby and see if we can find anybody else in here, Jim. Thanks for coming in on this lonely Sunday night here. QRZ Bay Area Bozo Net, K6MYC, 2 meters, looking for any check-ins, over.
KB6BN 900.
Bozo 177. HQR 1192.
Okay, I got several. We got 900. Good evening to you, Oliver. Stand by a second. Did I hear 177? Is that you, Gary?
Roger that. You're coming in 20 over. Great signal. So just a quick howdy, and hope you're doing well and have a good net tonight.
Okay, well, thank you, Gary. Thank you. Did you have any fun in the contest?
No, I just listened to a little bit. I have too many other things going on this weekend. Granddaughter's birthday and church and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, I know how it is. I didn't get on at all. All righty. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Over to you, Oliver, KB6BA. You probably got a little hiking in. Did you try to stay out of the wind?
Hike was yesterday. Today it was windy and blustery to start with, but then got up to 70. I drove up to the California Historical Radio Society Museum in Alameda, and the event was a high-fidelity listening session comparing different kinds of interconnect cables and equipment. So I got to see a lot of very knowledgeable audiophiles and talk to them, and it was basically a nice social event. Go ahead, over.
Yeah, very good. Judy would have liked to have been to that one. Anyway, sounds interesting, and I can't get much excited about audio anymore. I can hardly hear. I can hear voices. Music has gotten to be really a poor thing for me to listen to because the tones are off a little bit. Probably something to do with the hearing aids. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking in. Big booming signal from your area this evening. KB6BA for your final. K6MYC, over.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, well, I spent a lot of time researching hearing aids that were good for music. A lot of the ones work well for speech, but they don't pay much attention to the not only reproducing the frequency range, but not compressing it and over-processing the music. So very happy with these aids. So I'll get a lot of use out of them. K6MYC, KB6BA.
What kind are yours?
Widex Moment, M-O-M-E-N-T.
M-O-N-E-N-T, moment, like the word moment. One moment, please.
Yeah, that's correct, over.
I'd never heard of that. They made in this country?
Widex I think, is a Danish company, but yeah, these are distributed through audiologists. So it has a full spectral frequency compensation, and everything's controlled by my iPhone app, and I can do a lot of musical adjustments to suit my preferences, over.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's just, I can't exactly explain what, mine have good range. These are the very high-end Oticons, also made in Denmark, or at least initially, just all the research and stuff was done there. But, and they have good frequency range. There's no problem with that. But there seemed to be, when I hear guitar music or something like that, where I'm listening for a certain tone, like I'm used to like to listen to a lot of country western music and that stuff, and it just doesn't sound good anymore. All the music sounds garbagey, like everybody's got their machines tuned off a couple of cycles. I don't know what that is. I'm about to get a new pair, and I'll question my audiologist about the Moment versions. About what was the price range on those, over?
Well, this was near top of the line. I think it costs about about $6,500 for a pair. But maybe they have some lower price models in that product line.
Yeah, well, I paid pretty much the same thing for these Oticons. But they're getting a little long in the tooth, and but I have also a very, very severe hearing loss. If I take my hearing aids out, I can't hear the phone ring right next to me. It can be on the bench next to me. I can't hear alarm clocks. I can hear some things that are low-pitched because it comes in through my bones, but it doesn't come in through the ear, to the ear. So I'm down minus 103, 105 on each ear. Over.
Yeah, I understand. That's pretty severe. All right, well, I hope you're able to find something that works for you.
Well, these work. They work very well for me from a speech standpoint. I mean, when I got these, I was hearing and started to use them. I improved my hearing better than I'd heard in 4 or 5 years with other brands. I had Miracle Ears and a couple of other kinds. But I heard about the Oticons from a friend of ours that said she was really, really happy with them, and I looked into it. And that's what I ended up with. So I was very pleased with them overall. They're the best that I've seen on the market. But there's always new stuff, and the new ones that I'm getting are supposed to even be better than these. So they may have also improved what you have. I don't want to fuss with mine in terms of with my phone or anything. I just want to put them in and listen. Thanks for the input, though, and I'll remember the name in a week or so when I see my hearing guy. KB6BA 73 Oliver K6MYC.
Yeah, 73. See you next time, KB6BA.
Okay, now anybody else? I'm sure there was 1 or 2 others in the Bay Area. K6MYC Bozo Net. Check-ins, please.
K6KLY.
Okay, and somebody with you. K6 Kilo Lima Yankee, and that would be a whole bunch of ones strung together, isn't it?
That's correct. 111. Good evening to Judy. And why don't you throw the name of that hearing aid thing out again, because I'm going in tomorrow to look into that. Over.
Okay, the name was Moment, M-O-M-E-N-T, like one moment, please, but there's another name with it. Oliver, if you're copying Russ, tell him what the other brand name was.
Yeah, Russ, the parent company is Widex, Whiskey India Delta X-Ray. I'm sorry, Whiskey India Delta Echo X-Ray, Widex, Moment.
Whiskey India Delta X-Ray.
Echo X-Ray.
Sorry, I misspoke. Whiskey India Delta Echo X-Ray, Widex.
All right, QSL, thank you.
And Russ needs them, there's no question about it. Good luck with that, Russ. Be sure you get your checkbook out, prepared for 5 to 6K, over.
Roger.
I know. Don't mess around with the cheap ones. All righty. Good to hear you, Russ, and maybe you can stand by if I don't get any other takers. Maybe you can make a call and see if you can drag anybody out of the woodwork there. We're looking for, of course, WA6AXX, AB6SR, WB6 WNI, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, W6 Papa Queen London was missing last net, which is just highly unusual. So maybe we'll hear Jim in here tonight as well. K6MYC QRZ Bozo Net.
1170.
W6HQL. KO6HQR.
Okay, KO6HQR, that would be 1192. Is that right, 1192, John?
That is correct. I do have a call sign change for you, too, also, when you're ready, over.
I didn't get that. You're a little light tonight, but maybe I don't have the antenna quite on you. Okay, I've got you in here, 1192. I heard another one. I heard W6PQL. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Pretty mild over here. Got to 71. Other than that, nothing happening. Good weekend, and didn't realize I'd missed one. What day did I miss?
We didn't hear you on Thursday, I think.
Okay, wonder where I was hiding. Just probably got busy.
Yeah, well, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you could miss a few and you'd be way ahead of most people. But you're always conspicuous by your absence, sir.
Got it. Okay. All right, go ahead and pick up the other fellows. K6NYC, W6PQO. Bye-bye.
Still looking for Bay Area check-ins. I was just chatting with Judy for a second about some numbers that we're looking up here. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. How about you, Mike? Nothing from Mike. And anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MYC. We're even looking for Watsonville. Over.
1179.
What was the number?
1179.
Okay, 1179. Maybe I got your number wrong. Give us your call sign. I think that's KO6HQR, right? Okay, give us your call sign, 1179. Give us a call, over.
Kilo Delta 6 Whiskey Victor Lima, Modesto.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, John. My apologies. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. You were out of my order. You're ahead of time here. KD6 WVL 1179. We got you now, and I'll be more in your direction in a minute here. If you can wait, I'll try to call you back in after we work N6 Radio Oscar. Okay?
Roger. You're sounding good here.
Yeah, well, you're okay, but you're fluttery. I'm still pointed into the Bay Area trying to clean out that area. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Russ, you want to make a call?
Sure. Anybody in the Bay Area wanting to check into the Bozo Net, call now. Negative here, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'm surprised we haven't had Jimmy in here for a long time. KO6QCH and KB6RQU. No, that's not right. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Mike has been in and out, but he's always a little late because he's having dinner or something. What the heck's with this dinner thing? Hi. Okay, we'll move on to Oakley. Here we go up to Oakley. Here we are toward Oakley a little bit. N6 Radio Oscar. How was the WPX? K6MYC. Yeah, I hear you, but you're really, really, really weak. Over.
Yes, right. I'm pointed at the Bay Area. I'll get a good copy on Jim. And I'm bringing the antenna back to you now. Hang on a second.
Yeah, you also must be running no power because you're just way, way down. I can't copy, Ken.
He's pointing toward the Bay Area at the present time there, Mike. He's coming around to your direction, over.
Yeah, N6RO, K6KLY, you'll go one way or the other. How'd your numbers go over the weekend, over?
Yeah. K6MYC, N6RO.
Yeah, did you hear Russ ask you how you did over the weekend? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Didn't check the temperature, somewhere in the high 60s. And I haven't had dinner yet. It's going to be
Mike. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, the weekend was...
Stand by. He's going to give you now.
The low bands, 160, 80, and 40, were pretty much clobbered by thunderstorm static, particularly 80 and 160. I mean, they were almost unworkable at times. And we ended up with about 6,600 contacts.
but that's down about 1,400 from what we had last year. So we're competing with ourselves as usual. We can't compete with K3LR. Our best span was 10 meters with 1999. He just one short of 2,000 Qs on 10. 15 had 17, 1,800, 20 had 1,600, 40 had 1,000, 80, 248, and 160, 30. I did 2 overnights as usual, did all of 160 and most of 80. And I'm tired. K6MYC and 6RO.
Okay. You have a right to be tired. Hang on just a second.
What's that? Yeah, I heard Russ just as I was turning the antenna away from him. Let's see, what else was I going to say?
Well, Judy said just the best thing to do is have a bowl of cereal and go to bed, huh?
No, I slept all day. Went to bed at 10 after checking out one of our new operators on operating 40-meter daytime, and that was productive, but I slept from 10 to 4, so I'm about 12 hours off of normal people's body clock.
Yeah, I overslept today, too. I slept more than I should have. We didn't wake up till 8:45, and I could have stayed in bed for another hour. I was in and out for some reason. Anyway, we did a lot of mowing the day before, so 5 hours riding around on a slopey hill and a bumpy tractor trying to stay on the tractor and mow. Go forward, back, 100,000 times. I guess I needed a rest. Anyway, good deal, and I'm glad you had. I'm sad you had bad news at times, but I could have almost predicted it. This whole spring has been dismal for me on 40 meters, and it's only worse on 80 and 160 with those static crashes. Normally the spring is, early winter is good for me. I mean, it's quiet as hell on 40, and you don't have all the storms we've had this year. Just awful. All the East Coast storms just tearing us up, and they just keep on coming. So that's what makes it miserable to get on there and have to beat through that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to hear you, and we'll see you tomorrow, of course, on 222 and whatever. Hey, Russ, were you copying anything from Rob, from Ken?
Yeah, negative.
Oh, you can't hear him. Okay. They had 6,600 contacts, about 1,600 less than the year before. But still a good showing, I guess. But he had a terrible time on 80 and 160 because of static. Over.
Yeah, Roger. I worked him about 4 times. That's about it. All right, thank you and good evening, K6KLY.
Roger, good evening. All right, Ken, 7-3. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, just a couple comments. You were talking about hearing aids earlier. I finally got my Apple AirPods to work. They're really basically a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth device, little pods, and turns out I had a wrong setting, but I corrected that, and now those are functioning fairly well, but I'm still going to get real hearing aids through the VA when I get around to it. And I had another comment, and I forgot what it was, but I'll tell you tomorrow. NR60, N6RO.
NR60, I love it. You are rummy. When you give your own call wrong. K6YMC with you here. Okay. Well, listen, hang in there a couple of days. Widex, WIDEX, Widex Moment version, Moment, MOMENT, like one, wait a moment, please. Those seem to be very, very good quality. KB6BA, Oliver has a pair, and he's very, very happy with his. So that's one brand to ask about. Widex, WIDEX, Moment. The Moment is the model number. I think, but that's the high-end model, Moment, M-O-M-E-N-T. I like Oticons, and I'm going to be seeing my hearing aid guy for a new pair of hearing aids on next Monday, a week from this. Well, it's on the 8th, whatever that is. The 8th of April, I'll be seeing my guy, so maybe I'll have some information. I'm going to be buying a new pair of hearing aids to replace the ones I have here. And they're supposed to be the latest and the greatest thing also, so I'll give you some feedback on mine. Mine are Oticons, but I'm not sure what brand he's going to suggest. I suspect he's going to stay with Oticon. That's made in Denmark, very, very high end. In fact, it turned out that Oticon, the company, is the one that most other people use as their research people. They did the best and earliest research on all the hearing aid techniques and all that kind of stuff. So Oticon is premier in terms of technology, I think. But it may have changed over the last few years, but that's the way it was 10 years ago or so. But be prepared for 5,000 to 7,000 for the pair. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not until I get an evaluation from the VA, which I probably won't get for several months. They're real busy. But I'm getting by with the AirPods. So once they find out what my hearing is all about, I got a bad loss, but maybe not as bad as yours. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned I've got eye surgery coming up and a dentist appointment. I'm getting my teeth fixed, my eyes fixed, my ears fixed, and next I got to get my intestines fixed. One unusual thing that happened here, unfortunately, one of my operators got bitten by my tenant's dog. He'd been in a chair for about 8 hours, and he went out to take a short walk to limber up, and the damn dog bit him in his leg, and he had to go to the doctor and get shots and all that.
Oh, bummer. What a bummer. That's a shame. The dog was not used to that person. Is that what it was? Is the dog that much of a guardian?
Well, it's just a bad dog. He chases me when I'm on my bicycle, tricycle, I should say. And when I get off, he won't come near me. I try to make friends with him, but he's just a vicious little prick, and we're going to get rid of him. Or my tenant's going to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's a shame. What kind of dog is it?
It's a mixed breed. He's about 50 pounds or so.
50 pounds of something, a mixed breed. Okay. Judy was asking what the breed is. She's a dog lover also. She's got a little dog or two that she's had, well, many dogs over the years, of course. Anyway, good luck with that. But okay on your all on your teeth and your eyes and your ears and you know, the only thing they charge you more for this, but you can get it done. You can have your birth certificate changed so you were born 39 years ago, Ken.
I'll look into that. Hey, thanks for the advice.
Then you can be 39 again.
Oh, to be 82 again.
There you go. Okay. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? 6MYC.
Yeah, nighty-night.
Okay, we had hot dogs for dinner, by the way. It was Judy. Oh, come on. That's Judy was her cuisine hot dogs. She spent half an hour making hot dogs. Can you believe that?
Yum, yum.
I bet, yeah, they were good. All right, we'll move on here. K6MYC, looking for Clear Lake. Anybody copying us up there in Clear Lake?
WB6ISO.
Okay, hi, Dennis. We might as well get your list. So give them to us 3 at a time for Judy, okay?
Yeah, might as well get that taken care of while you're going up here. Very nice signal. You're 5.9 plus, very loud tonight. And hello to Judy. Hope you're all doing fine. We had a little bit of rain up here and some very, very nasty wind. So that's the weather conditions. So anyway, pleasant good evening. And we'll start out with KA60SX, Mr. Kent at 160. And Dave in 1PPP 336. And then we have Mr. Larry in 6BX 782 break.
Get it? Got it.
And then we had, let's see, KA6NBC, number 849. And then did talk to Mr. Dan, N6TNI, a 132 break.
Got it.
We also had K6LBPJR 1101.
Got it.
I did talk to him earlier. I'm going to check and see if he's there. He was going to try to check in directly. It's been a while since he'll be on there. It's November 5, Denmark, India, Mike. N5DIM. His name is Tony in South Sacramento, number 706. You might check and see if Tony's there, and hopefully he wanted to try to check in directly. I'm not sure if he's still there or not.
Well, it's interesting. I hadn't heard Tony now for a couple of years, so N6DIN.
Yeah, I think he said it was an N5DIM.
November 5, Delta, India, Mike.
Yeah, N5DIM. Good evening, Tony.
Go ahead and try Tony directly if you would. Go ahead, Tony.
K6MYC, K6MYC, N5DIM. Do you copy, Mike?
Yeah, we got you fine, Tony. Good to hear you again. What have you been up to? You been sick, or you just taking a hiatus on ham radio?
No, I've been hamming it up, but I got into working on a bunch of different amplifiers and boat anchors, and spent more time with a soldering iron in my hand than I did a microphone. But finally picked up another 2-meter sideband rig, and I got a little amplifier behind it. Trying to see if we could make a better trip there to you, Mike. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. By the way, you can use a soldering iron as a microphone, but it cuts off all the highs. Over.
I got you. Yeah, it does. Well, good to hear you, Mike, and I'm glad we're making a trip down there to you. We're gonna got a few projects to do for the wife, but I think we're gonna try to get another tower up, and I'll get this beam up here on top of the tower, and hopefully make a even better trip down there to you.
Okay, very good. Very good. Well, we'll look forward to hearing more from you, Tony. Sounds good. We need more check-ins, as you well guess, as you might know. But we're up to 1,193. We got 1,193 now members. Some, of course, have passed away, but that's the number of the new numbers. And, of course, we've even got some new members that have taken some old numbers. So we're doing pretty good. We're pushing around 1,200 overall, so not a bad number. But pleasure to have you. N5DIM, K6MYC, 73 for now, Tony.
All right, Mike, I appreciate it. 73 to you too, brother, and we'll definitely work on being out here next Sunday. K6MYC, N5DIM, 706, clear.
Okay, very good. Thank you again. And Dennis, you didn't give us your Bozo number, but I know what it is.
Well, I was going to check myself in at the very, very last, but I wanted to make sure that Tony got a chance to get in there, and anybody else who wanted to try to get in and work you directly. So, and a very pleasant good evening to you there, Judy. Hope you're doing fine. This is Dennis, WB6ISO, Bozo 86. I think you probably know that by now, over.
I know that by now, and I have you first. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And may I ask, you said somebody mentioned you got yourself a little doggy. What kind of doggy do you have?
I have a Maltipoo. She's absolutely adorable, is a rescue, and she has just been a light in my life.
Is that anything like a Lopsu Opso?
Yes, very similar, same size, but she is just slightly curl hair, and it's not the long straight that needs to be combed all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, as you probably figured it out by now, they're very, very smart, and you can teach them, they learn pretty quick.
Yeah, she's been a gem. I enjoy her very, very much.
Okay.
Give her a couple pats for me and an extra bone, if you would.
Well, she doesn't live here. She's still living up in San Andreas with her daughter. When Judy came, she doesn't know she was going to stay here. She never went back. So her pets are still up there. But one of these days, maybe they'll get down here. Next week? Okay. Apparently her daughter's going to come down next week. It's been since April when Judy was first down here. So hasn't seen her daughter since April. And her pets, for that matter. So that'll be good. Okay. Good enough, Dennis. Thanks so much for the check-ins, and we'll see you on one band or the other somewhere tomorrow or the next day. Over.
You betcha. Yeah, we're going to have some rain, I guess, here up and through Wednesday. Have you been getting any rain down there?
Did we get rain? We got a sprinkle, but nothing immeasurable.
Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to have rain up here up through this Wednesday, and the boys up in Clear Lake said they were getting some rain up there as well. Okay, very, very good. Well, have a very pleasant good evening. 73s for now, WB6ISO.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Okay, I'm looking for KO6KD and KJ6KFB. How about it?
61. KO6KD 776.
Okay, we got you, Bill. Hang on a second. Who was the 69? Something with a 9. Go ahead. Was the other voice in there?
Yeah, anybody there can check me in. Just let me know. Over.
775.
Well, we got you, Mike. A little late, but we've got you. 775 KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. We got you, Mike, but I'm pointed towards Sacramento, so you're pretty weak. I'll pick you up if you're still around when I come back to the Bay Area in a bit. Who was the other one? There was somebody else that said something about checking you in, and we want to do that, but I need a number without 6 other people talking, and I need your call sign. Maybe you repeat it a couple of times. You're not as strong as the other guys over. Who's the other check-in, please? Go ahead now.
756.
I got you. It wasn't you, though, Daryl. Darren, sorry. 756, we got you. Hang on a second, Darren. I'm still trying to get the guy that can't decide if he's going to push the mic button or what there. QRZ, this is Mike, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie net control for the 2-meter Bozo Net. Go ahead. Well, I guess he's given up. Did anybody hear that other voice in there, or am I just making it up?
Nothing here.
You didn't hear it there. Well, it was because he was doubling with you.
Can you back in?
I heard him, Mike, but I couldn't hear what it was.
And he came back in that time. Try it again now. Try it again. I don't know if you're having trouble hearing me, but please try again and give us the call and the number a couple of times so we can get you tuned in. We don't know what direction you're calling in from. This is Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie and the group all listening for you. Go ahead. Now it's quiet again.
Yeah, I might have heard a voice down here, too. Is there a station trying to contact Net Control, K6USY, Fresno?
759, I think I got part of his call.
Well, that's KR6MR 759. We'll get to, but that's not John. John's louder than that. He would be in here, no problem.
I think he said he got part of his call.
Quebec Uniform Romeo as his last half of his call sign. Try that.
Say it again.
I think I heard a Quebec Uniform Romeo.
Quebec Uniform Romeo is what do you think you heard?
I heard that, but okay. Quebec Uniform Romeo or something similar, anything with those letters or something close, please come now. We're all listening. Don't disappoint us, K6MYC. I guess he's intimidated. Okay. see, Darren, over to you quickly, and then you can shoot it to Bill or get it back this way. Hopefully things are going well with you, and I'm sorry we didn't do very well with you on 432. I don't think we heard you on Thursday. KJ6, KFB, K6MYC, over.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yeah, everything's going fine over the weekend. Nothing to report at this point. I'll let you continue on. This is Kilo Juliet 6, Foxtrot Bravo 756.
Okay, we got you. I had moved the antenna up a little bit toward John. Okay, and Bill, you didn't get much of a chance. Sorry about this morning. I overslept. KO6KD in the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, I was there till just a little bit before 9 o'clock, and I never heard a word from anybody. So I went ahead and cleared off. I thought that there was not going to be any activity on 20, so I did try going back and forth there in case I misunderstood, but I didn't hear anything, and I wasn't really feeling all that well this morning anyway. So I cut it off and said that's it. So we'll try again the next time around. Try again tomorrow morning.
I don't know how you missed him. Frank was talking to Bob somewhere between 8:30 and 9. They were about 9 o'clock. Frank signed off with Bob, over.
Negative. That was closer to 9:30.
A little bit after I left.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the time. I thought Frank said 9, but 9 to 9:30 is when he was on.
Yeah, no, I was gone by then. It was just a little before 9 o'clock. I said, well, I've been here a little over an hour. And like I said, I'm not feeling good this morning, so the house was cold, and I got up and I crawled back into bed to get a little more sleep.
Well, good for you. Okay, well, sorry we missed you. Maybe tomorrow we'll all get on the same page.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's see, who else do we have? How about you, John, KR6MR? Take it.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759. And good evening to Judy as well. We've had 4/10 of an inch of rain in this storm. And I've got some thunder in the background.
Yeah, we heard that. I heard the crash. Right along with your audio.
So much on the crashes. So, well, we'll just see. I guess I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, everything's working. You didn't get knocked off the air. I just heard the crash. It came in radio-wise the same with your voice, over.
Okay, well, unwanted transmission, but it's there regardless.
Okay. Very good. Anyway, we'll look forward to hearing you tomorrow night on 6. And you're sounding pretty good tonight. Thanks for climbing the stairs there.
Okay, thanks. The stairs, some days are better than others. Today was okay. Still taking it easy, not doing very much. But it's putting the weight on me pretty quickly, so I got to be really, really, really careful. So back to the net there, Mike, and head on up to Nevada, KR6MR.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go up toward Redding here.
Oh, just stop by Latrobe on your way.
They stopped by Latrobe. Hey, Russ.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike, I think Russ from Latrobe 410 was in there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just moving the antenna, so I'm getting it ready for Reading. Good evening, KW6T. Good evening, Russ. Give us 410. I guess we got your number. Go ahead, Russ.
No, good evening, Mike and John, Bill, and Darren, if you're still listening, any other guys out there. Good evening to the entire Bozo Net. And, yeah, it's been a good day up here. Had some breaks in the weather. Got some sunshine for a while. Then all of a sudden, about an hour ago, we had a cell come through here, and just thunder and lightning and hail. And, wow, it was quite a light show here for, about 30, 35, 40 minutes, something like that. And then it just moved right on, and a couple minutes later, there's stars out. So it's pretty amazing weather here. Other than that, yeah, I've been really busy. Haven't been able to check in as often as I'd like, but we've been out of town, or if not out of town, just at or somebody else's house, away from the shack mainly. So I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm trying to check in whenever I can. So, Mike, I'll send it back down to you at K6MYC, KW6T.
Yeah, right, Russ. Very good. Good signal booming in. KW6T. Understand about the busy lifestyle. Yeah. We managed to still be able to get out here and get on the net, but sometimes it's a push. Busy. And, of course, we're trying to watch all the stuff that's going on in the political world because it's history-making time here. History is being made, whether you like it or not. It's being made. Hopefully it's on the right side of the coin. Anyway, good evening, and nice to have you in here. We look forward to having you in here more often as things calm down a little bit. KW6T Latrobe, K6MYC.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, hoping things calm down a bit, and we just got a lot of things going on. Seem like all of a sudden, I don't know what's just stuff, but good stuff though. Nothing bad, anything like that. So anyway, we'll carry on with the net and say hello to Redding and Nevada and all those folks. So we'll catch you hopefully on Wednesday. We'll catch you. So K6MYC in the group, KW6T out there.
Okay.
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, 86 Go, Bozo 1031. Good evening. I don't want to hold you up because it's late and you still have to do Redding in Nevada. Over.
Roger. Good evening, George. AJ6 Queen Lima. 1031 K6MYC. No, you're not holding me up. We're just chugging along here. The more check-ins, the better. And the Redding boys usually don't have anybody else to talk to, so they just sit here, I guess, and wait for me. I'm pretty sure they've been monitoring for 5 or 10 minutes here with us working all you guys down there in the Sacramento area. Hope everything was well with you, and the weather did seem to mellow out pretty nice today, although there's been some, like you said, like other guys are having little rain cells coming through. We didn't have any of that. We just got a little tiny bit of rain this morning, and that was it, although it's supposed to rain a little bit more tomorrow and the next day, and then we'll be back to normal again, whatever that is. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC. Give me your town again, George.
Yeah, it's Cameron Park. About 4 miles north of where Russ lives. And we got his thunder cell probably 3 minutes later. It arrived here, got us some hail and stuff, but it wasn't all that bad. Over.
Yeah, okay. Cameron Park. I always want to put you, I know there's a C in it. I always want to put Comanche in there somehow. Cameron Park, okay. Try to remember that. I don't know why I can't remember that one. I've been through there a few times, as you might guess, over the years. All right, well, take care. Thanks again for checking in, George. I appreciate always hearing from you. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC. Now I'm kind of concentrating toward Redding.
Night, Mike.
Bye-bye. Redding, up there toward Charlie November 80, Lake Shasta and all that area. I ran into an old friend that called me from up there the other day, WA6DON. WA6 Delta Oscar November knows KW6 KD6SW. So maybe you know Don over there. He lives east of Redding a little bit, but he's been on 40 meters with us. KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, any propagation, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, just a little bit right now at the present time, Mike, KD6 number 145. Boy,
oh boy, it's weak tonight, I'll tell you. Maybe you'll come up in a little bit. Okay, I'm pointed right for you. I kept moving the antenna back and forth, but I couldn't get any more out of it. So I didn't get any copy, but we got your 145. 145 from KD6SW, but I don't know whether you copied my comments about Don up there. WA6 Delta Oscar November, about 10 miles east of you there. Anyway, let me see if I can hear anything from Jerry tonight. How about it, Jerry? KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sierra, K6MYC in the Bozo Net, over. Okay, 230, over. You just started to come up out of the noise at the end of that. We got the Bozo number just fine there, but the rest of it was kind of marginal. But we recognized your voice in there. We had you checked in, and maybe it'll come up a little bit better here in a minute or so. I'll shoot it back to Rich once again and see if it's on the way on the upswing there. And did you catch my comments about WA6DON out east of you guys there? KD6 Sugar Whiskey, Reading, K6MYC. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, yeah, you're up now. I did get your comments about Don. I've known him for over 40-something years there, so he's an old-timer also, Mike. So how copy now, over?
Perfect copy, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've known Don for quite a few years, too, but he went kind of quiet and inactive. He likes to work HF and long path. He's not much of a VHFer. And he said you weren't much of an HFer, so that's why you know each other, but you don't talk much, over.
I don't know. Well, he talked to a lot of my kids, because he used the KJ6GQ. KJ6GQ is his old call sign, over.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I guess he had an old call sign, and I don't know what it was. I've always known him as Don, WA6DON. And I haven't talked to him. He's been checking in, though, on my 40-meter net in the mornings. We don't have a net exactly. We have a bunch of guys that meet. Some of them are Bozo members. Frank is in here, W6BBS, and KO6KD, and WB6GGY, and a few others on the 40-meter net, 7137, about 8:30. And Don's been checking in there quite regularly lately. So it's been good to catch up with him there. Anyway, I missed it again because you faded back down. You had a wonderful peak, and then you went right back into noise, so the band is not cooperating very much. Maybe we'll have better times on Wednesday, but we'll look for you tomorrow. We will look for you tomorrow on 6 meters there, Rich. 73 is KD6SW, and over to you, Jerry, for any final. K6MYC, over. Well, now you're up to Q5 and building, so very, very strong that time. And good to hear you, Jerry. Everything going well for you? And did you guys, what was your weather like today, temperature-wise, over?
It was, I think it was barely 50, very chilly, and I had an inch of rain and kind of cold, kind of chilly. So we're waiting for this to blow out of here, and we're ready for the warm weather, over.
Yeah, me too. Boy, oh boy, I'm ready for some warm weather. You were roaring in on the last transmission. You came up like you were in the room with us here for a minute. Judy got to know your voice there. 7-3, Jerry. Thanks again for always being there. You guys are regulars. KO6HS, Reading. And pray for warm weather. K6MY.
All right, 7-3.
Okay.
WA6HA.
Okay, two of you. Greg, hang on a second. Who was the other one?
Kilo Echo 6, Golf Lima Alpha.
AE6GLA. Now, that's one we had just recently gotten in here, but I can't remember the Bozo number and the name. And Greg will get you in a second. KE6 Golf Lima Alpha. Tell us the name, Bozo number, and where you're located again to get my head straight, over.
Sorry, Mike. The call. Yeah, you got the call right. KE6 GLA. I'm in CM98 near El Dorado Hill. Bozo number is 688. 688. And the name is Jay. Julia Alpha Yankee. K6NYC. KE6 GLA.
Okay, Jay. Very good. KE6 GLA. And are you going to be checking in? What's the matter? 688. Did you get it? Yeah, 688. Judy didn't hear your number, but I got it to her. Are you going to be checking in regular now? Are you getting back to normal here? Will we hear you more often there, Jay? Over.
Try to check in with you guys and say hi.
Well, that's good. We always like to have you say hi. Over.
Yeah, it's good to hear people out here on 2 meters, and good to hear some familiar voices and hear that you're still net running this, and I appreciate it. And I'll let you get the other guy that's out there, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi since I'm home this evening. And best wishes to you there, K6NYC, KE6GLA.
Roger, KE6GLA, K6NYC. Well, come on in when you can. And we're here Wednesday nights, of course, on this band, and then I don't know if you've got 432, but we do pretty well. We don't have very many check-ins from up your way on 432. On Thursday night at the same time, around 7:30 local time, was when we start checking in people, but up your way about 8 o'clock usually. All right, 73, Jay, thank you again. KE6J GLA. Over to you, Greg, KWA6HNA, K6MYC. Give Judy your number.
K6NYC, WA6HNA, Bozo 1013, and I'm on the horizontal beam again, finally, so it's back up at about 50 feet, and hopefully it sounds a little bit better to you. Over.
Well, it's all watery and horrible tonight, but the conditions are rough on everybody. This weather isn't helping. It's all choppy. I would say the propagation is choppy. I'm getting little bits and pieces of propagation. And none of it's smooth. There's hardly anybody. The only guy that was smooth was KW6T in Latrobe, but he was so strong it wouldn't have mattered. But everybody else is all chopped up. Now, on the other hand, Greg, you're chopped up, but I'm pointed at you. But I also heard Phil checked in when I was pointed toward the Bay Area, and I had him on a backscatter path, obviously, on some bounce out of Mount Umanum or Mount Diablo or something. And he was very smooth. He did not have this choppy flutter like everybody else has had tonight. Almost every signal I'm hearing is chopped up and not smooth like they should be. Very few stations coming in smoothly. But it's readable. It's just not pleasant to listen to. So there you go. Back to you, Greg. I'm glad to know that you got. Did you say 15 feet or 50 feet up?
5F units, and then came back down a little bit. I also pointed a little bit off to the east, and got rid of some of the flutter. But then you got really strong on the direct path. So I'm wondering if the direct path is where I always hear the multi-path on you. So I started trying to bounce it off of the rocks to my east, towards Yosemite, and see if that wouldn't work. And the multi-path seemed to go away. But right now we're in a big downpour here. It just rolled over to the house before I called you. So that might be affecting things as well. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, okay. How high did you say you have it? 50 feet?
USL, 50. Actually about 55, but yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. And what's the antenna again?
So it's a Cushcraft loop fed array, 9 elements.
Okay, is it it's not cross polarized, is it?
No, it's just horizontal. Just horizontal with a loop fed, driver.
No, I don't think a Cushcraft has a loop-fed driver. It might have a quadrifilar or a triple reflector on it. Is that what it has?
No, this is one that they just started making a couple of years ago, and then of course with MFJ going away, it was here and now it's gone. So I tried it out, and it's got. I'm pretty happy with it normally.
Okay, tell me again about the driven element.
It's a full wave loop, basically, you know, a little squished one like they always are for the Yagis. But yeah, it's a horizontal Yagi, 9 elements with the driven element is a loop.
Okay, is the loop upright or laying flat on the boom?
It's flat on the boom.
Oh, that's a loop fed. Okay, LFA.
Exactly, yep, that's it.
Well, they stole the design from somebody. A British guy came out with that.
Yeah, the interesting thing about it is it has really low side lobes. I'm surprised how much it attenuates the side lobes. It seems to be working better than I would expect it on that part.
Yeah, they do have a pretty clean pattern if you're concerned about that sort of thing. I mean, it's clean to the point of ridiculous. I can design them that way, but you usually have to give up a little something else to get it that way. And the loop-fed antenna, the feed doesn't have much to do with that. But it is a quiet feed because it's low impedance. It doesn't have any ends like a Yagi, so sometimes they're quieter in certain environments. But yeah, they were quite popular for a while. I think that was probably made by Cushcraft when they were purchased out by MFJ, and I guess MFJ and Cushcraft has that all dissolved? Cushcraft gone away now?
Well, no, MFJ is, and what I'm seeing is any stock that they had in antennas seems to be slowly dwindling down to things are no longer in stock and not available.
Yeah, but I think the basic MFJ is out of business, but I think they bought Cushcraft at some point a little bit before they started to have trouble, right?
Yes, exactly. That was a couple of years before MFJ went away. They purchased Cushcraft.
Yeah, well, see, that antenna would not have been built by the designers and the engineers at Cushcraft, but it was probably something that MFJ decided they could do, even though it probably, well, they might have bought the design. I don't know whether they bought the design from, I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. It's a G0 that designed it. And I can't remember his name, but he sold the design, and he's had 2 or 3 different manufacturers making it. But I guess Cushcraft was the last one, and they must have purchased the design and are building it. It certainly was an improvement over the Cushcraft designs in terms of quietness. The Cushcraft band antennas were always pretty noisy. Most of them were not computer optimized. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Understood. And it looks, if you look at it, you look at the specs on it versus and the patterns on it versus some of the other loop-fed arrays that are available. I think there's like 2 other ones available. If I remember, I think the Antennas has one and somebody else has one. But anyway, yeah, it looks like it's really close on the specs, so it's probably a knockoff.
Well, I don't think it's a knockoff. They probably have paid for the design. The guy was selling the design to everybody. Like I say, I think Force 12 was making them for a little while, and then he sold it to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, and he was always looking for somebody in the United States to build it, and he was quite a promoter, both spec-wise and everything else. He spec'd it, and of course it does have some nice features, but it's not the end of the world. You get people telling us that they can hear everything that they couldn't hear with the other antennas, and that's just a bunch of crap. It's a good antenna. It's a better design than any of the Cushcraft stuff. There was no doubt about that. Anyway, interesting. I didn't know they had it. So, but I guess it's going to have to be now picked up by somebody else and made by somebody else in the States. And their manufacturers of amateur antennas are getting few and far between, Greg, over.
Well, I I know this guy down in Fresno that, actually, I think he's in France that makes antennas, so, I've got a backup if this thing goes south.
Yes, you do. We've survived a lot of failures, over.
Yes, you have. As a matter of fact, and even my amplifier, I think, has got probably some of your fingerprints on it, the old Mirage B3030. And this is, so from what I understand, the guy I got it from, which is John K7, Prescott Radio, PRC, anyway, PRS, there it is, Prescott Radio Station. Yeah, he picked it up. It was one of the prototypes. So anyway, I turned it into a B1030, so it'd work on my 10-watt radio, and I'm getting 300 watts out of it, so I'm pretty happy with that. Over.
Yeah, it was a 3030.
Yeah, it's a 3030. It's got a T attenuator on the input too, and it looks like it's exactly the same model. Same configuration as the 1030, except for the T attenuator is different. So I rebuilt the attenuator, and now I'm getting 300 watts for my 10 watts in.
Yeah, I think they. Okay. What's the matter? Oh, you. Okay. Well, I didn't have my fingerprints on that one. I'm trying to remember. That might have been done after I sold KLM. Or right around that same time. Mirage originally was started by Ken Holliday, who then became part of KLM, and then the line was picked up at KLM. But then the company was sold in 1984, and I think that amplifier was somewhere around in that vintage. I can't remember the specifics of it, whether that was designed by Ken Holliday, K6HCP, or whether it was designed by somebody else. There was a couple of other engineers that helped out at KLM when Ken was off building RF Concepts. He sold Mirage to KLM, and then he went off and started RF Concepts. So there's a long story there. We'll get into that another time, Greg. 7-3 for now. WA6HNA with some really weird equipment, K6MYC.
I found some drawings on it. It looks like the drawings are from 1989. So, yep, we're coming up on 36 years old. So there we go. Yep, a blast from the past. It's been working great, and I can heat it up pretty good. So it's doing the job. All right, Mike, take care, and good luck rattling the guys up there in Reno and Nevada. K6MYC, WA6HI73.
Okay, 7-3, Greg. Catch you soon again. We'll talk more about that another night. K6MYC, listening for any others before you go to Nevada. Go ahead. Here we go to Nevada. Okay, let's see. I might be surprised. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, or KE7UQL. Kilo Echo 7 Uniform Quebec London, or N7 Whiskey Tango. Who's up there tonight? K6MYC, over. Larry goes to bed at 9 o'clock. I think we missed Larry. KE7UQL, how about it, Daniel? Oh, there must be somebody up there in Nevada. How about N7 Victor Alpha Zulu? N7 VAZ. I think that call's correct. N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, K6MYC. Anybody? K7SUN, KE7UQL. K6MYC calling Nevada, Nevada. Over. Wow. Well, that's a shame. I guess we have nobody in Nevada tonight, so I'm going to go racing back to the Bay Area, and we'll close this thing down. We're getting pretty late here.
Hey, Mike, do I sound better now, H&A?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do, but I'm pointed toward Nevada.
Yeah, I know, but I realized I was still on the HO loops when I was talking to you. I just switched over to the Yagi.
Oh, well, let me turn toward you. Go ahead and give me some chatter.
Okay, K6NYC, WA6HNA. I don't want to hold you. I know you got to get going, so. Anyway, yeah, I had the HO loops going, and I was flipping back and forth listening to Sacramento with those, and left them in the wrong spot. So there we go. And when I flipped it over, you were like, 10 over S9 going up to Nevada for me. So I thought I better check back in with you. Okay, over.
Thanks for checking back in and restoring my confidence. Yeah, that antenna's working good now. Yeah, you're much stronger, much better. I couldn't imagine how it could be up 50 feet and not getting much more signal than we had from you. But no, it sounds fine. The hold-ups did pretty good. I mean, I didn't miss anything, but it was watery, and you're a little bit fluttery now, but it's smoother and, of course, a lot louder. Thanks for the check, Greg. Good to get the switches in the right positions. Hi. 73 WA6HNA, K6MYC, heading toward the Bay Area.
All right, Mike, have a good night. Yeah, I'm going to work on a switching panel for up at the antenna. All right, take care. K6MYC, WA6HNA.
73. Bay Area, late checks and missed. You got KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775. We got you earlier, Mike, but now I'm pointed more in your direction. Anybody else in the Bay Area? AB6SR, WA6AXX, KF6QCH. Anybody? K6MYC.
WB6WN9, finished with dinner. Hey, Mike, 1090.
Yeah, booming signal. Good to hear you, Gary. I meant to call you, and as soon as I finished with that lineup of calls that I gave, I remembered I always leave you out because you're new to the group, in a sense. But great to hear you. Thanks for checking in, and glad you got dinner out of the way there. WB6WNI 1090, was it?
Yes, 1090. Mike, I don't think you can. I'm not running enough power here. I'm only running 50 watts. But do you know that on your voice peak, the band is very favorable? You hit 20 over 9. 20 over 9 down here. Well, you keep saying there is a path, and I guess there is. So, yes, and we just finished dinner. You know what? I'll just stand by. I don't have much to report. It was a great day. Weather is beautiful. And I did some gardening, but that's about it. But I can stand by and see if anybody wants to call in. But yes, 20 over 9, Mike. That's a good one.
Yeah, you're strong too. Very strong for 50 watts. I'm running 1500. So big difference, but that's why I should be a little bit louder than you. Very good, Gary. Great to hear you. And we don't have too much either. I guess it was a nice day. It was warmed up more than we thought it would. We thought we were going to have a high of 62, but I'm sure it pushed towards 70 if you were not standing in the wind. So it was a pretty mellow day, and it's not even bad here in the shack tonight. We're sitting here without the heater, but I'm getting a little chilly. I'm ready to go in and maybe start the fire and get warmed up a little bit. Anyway, good evening to you. Thanks much, and we'll see you subsequently, maybe on 6 tomorrow.
We'll see. I listen. What I'm going to do now, Mike, if I hear you really well, I'll try it. But a lot of times, it's just the conditions are nothing like 2 and 440. It's nothing. But I do listen just to see if you get that one day it's really strong. And then, I just want to say, I want to see it, and if it's there, we'll give you a call. K6MYC, WB6791090 and 73, Mike.
Okay, well, you can also call into other people that you're hearing strong, and then I can take a particular standby for you. I'd like to find out why we aren't getting good propagation like you have here. You should be at least as good or nearly as good as you are here on 2 meters, even though the antenna isn't this big. So we got to figure out what the heck's going on with your 6-meter signal. So any form of check-in would be welcome, and then we can experiment to see what's going on there. 7-3 for now, Gary. Thanks again. thanks again, and see you soon. I'm going to swing through Watsonville to make sure I didn't miss anybody there. But that's 42. Yeah, so far we got 42 people checking in tonight, Rob. Let me say 73 Gary, WB6WNI, K6MYC, clear.
73 Mike and 73 Judy, I heard you in the background, KG6WNI.
Okay, down to Watsonville. Okay, AF6 United, AF6U, are you around by any chance, Lee? K6MYC. But KW6S, probably sleeping. Okay, nothing heard. Well, I guess we could go south, Rob.
Okay, sounds good to me. I missed the ones that Dennis was giving you.
I'll have Judy read them for you just a second. Let me get down toward Bakersfield. Or that direction, 170, 160, 150. Okay, down south, KB6 Whiskey, KB6 RQU. Rick, are you there? About KE6BK, KE6BK. How about you, Eddie? Anybody in Visalia? K6MYC Bozo Net. Late checks or missed? Awful quiet, Rob. What do you got for numbers?
Well, I've only got, I'm assuming that Dennis checked himself in and 336 and 160, but I didn't get any of the other ones he gave you.
Start with 782.
Ready, go. I got 336, 782, 849, 132, 1101, and 706. Over.
Okay, Roger.
That's it.
Okay, let me do a count. Oh, and I was checking in on that other net they had there when you were over in the Bay Area. Did you get Russ in 111 K6KLY?
We got Russ. We had KB6BA 900, JNN 285, PQL 1296.
Yeah, I heard you with those guys.
Okay. You did not get KW6S or AF6 United in Watsonville.
Yeah, I heard you skip over them, so I assumed you didn't get them.
No, Tom said he might not be in here tonight because he was going to work the contest hard, and he says if I'm too tired, I'm not going to check in. I'd probably be sleeping. Oh, did you? Well, we did do, we checked in Dr. Dan, because he was there, but he was going to check into another net, but at least he was active. He just hasn't moved his radio to the shack yet.
I didn't get his bozo.
Oh, and we didn't look up, we didn't know what his bozo number was, didn't you?
KG6?
Yeah, KG6 OJD, I think.
A 972 for Dan.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I couldn't remember it for sure. I knew it was in the high numbers. Good deal.
Okay, I've got 42 also.
Yeah, amazing. We're doing good. All right, a little nippy out here in the barn. We didn't turn the heater on, but it was nice when we came out here. But just sitting still for too long. I'm ready to go in and start the fire or something. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good to have everybody in here. Aaron, thanks much. Good to hear you, Frank. And I guess, Frank, what's the plan for tomorrow? Frank's going to bed. I guess if he gets here, he'll be here.
You just talked him to sleep.
He went over to 40, is that what you said?
No, I was saying we probably put him to sleep.
Yeah. How could you say that? We were talking about radio gear.
I know, and antennas. He had some good topics tonight.
Yeah, Greg's got some old stuff up there. I didn't know Kutzcraft was making the LFAs, the loop-fed antennas, and that's interesting. Well, at least they made them for a few minutes. They're out of business now. Kutzcraft's gone, MFJ's gone, Ameritron's gone. All the people that MFJ bought is gone, huh?
Yeah, I got burned way too many times on MFJ, and so many years ago I just stopped buying things from them and any of the brands that he owned. I mean, yeah, they had some very unique products, but a lot of it was subpar.
Mighty fine junk.
Yeah, exactly. I finally got around to replacing my power supply, my MFJ power supply a couple months ago, and I'm glad that it's sitting in the closet as a spare, but the fan on the thing was super noisy.
Was it? Okay. Okay, take care. I'm out of here. We're going to go in there where it's warmer. Make sure everything's still in the house. Matt should be home by now, I think. 7-3 all. See you tomorrow. K6MYC closing down.
Yep, have fun in the rain tomorrow. K6USY. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, Aaron. Good night, Mike and Judy. K6MYC, KM6SR, 73.
Yeah, 3, Rob.
You going to do POTA in the rain tomorrow there, Aaron? KJ6TYA.